Hi everyone, it almost seems like it's a Sennelier series that I'm doing, and that's because I'm interested to find out and experiment with the watercolors because that's the best way. Sometimes when you do the swatches, you might not get the full kind of understanding of the watercolor behavior. So today I'm going to do the transparency test, and I want to see how really transparent these watercolors are, because having done swatches before, I'll just show you my other sketchbook. So from these swatches, it didn't feel to me like they were transparent enough, but let's actually do the transparency test and see. It might be just that they are quite pigmented, but in fact transparent. I would be surprised if this Sennelier red is actually transparent, because it looks very opaque to me. Same thing with Sennelier yellow deep. And let's see. And I think French ultramarine might be a non-transparent. So let's watch out for those three and see how the others also behave. Okay, so I'm going to start the way the colors are arranged in the palette, so with the blues. But like I said before, once I've done all the testing and everything, I will arrange the colors in the way that I'm most comfortable with. So here is the cobalt blue. Sometimes when the colors go on, they look quite opaque, and then once they dry, they start to look a little bit more transparent. I have noticed that with a few watercolors, so I'm going to see what the deal is with this one. Next one is French ultramarine. So I'm expecting this color to be non-transparent, just because of how it behaved in other swatches and color mixes as well, but we'll see. I'll show you later when the swatches are also dry, how they look. I'm just trying to pick up water where there is too much. Next one is going to be the Sennelier Yellow Deep. And not a color I'm liking, I have to say. This is my least favorite type of yellow, but also this actual yellow I find incredibly opaque looking, and I thought at least it would be great for mixes, and it hasn't been that fantastic either. Yeah, oh my god, you can see how incredibly opaque it is. It's like gouache. I don't know, I don't get joy out of super opaque watercolors. And what really surprises me is that this color was picked for botanical art, which means that, you know, you need to have watercolors that are super transparent, from what I understand. Anyway, let's go into the next one. This is the lemon yellow. This color looks nice, nothing unusual about it, just like a normal lemon yellow. Next one is the Quinacridone Gold. This color is quite nice. When I say this color is quite nice, I actually meant Quinacridone Gold is one of my favorite yellows. However, this particular one is not too great. I think I'm going to squeeze out more of the pigment because I had very little of it left in my palette, and so it's not giving a true kind of look. So I'm going to grab more of the pigment. There you go, that's better now. And then just mix it up with water a little bit. That's more like it. Next one is red orange. Also, I'm expecting this color to be quite opaque as well. Yep. And then we have Sennelier red. I'm expecting this red to be incredibly opaque as well. Yep. Sorry if I'm not sounding too enthusiastic about these watercolors. I don't mean to sort of spoil it, because I recommended this watercolor for the gift guide, and these watercolors I gifted to a friend of mine, which I told you about in that video, and she's a botanical artist and she really loved them. She said the few colors perhaps she wouldn't necessarily have picked for this palette, but in general she really loved some of the watercolors, and it makes me think that maybe you know, as a botanical artist, you know something we don't. So I don't know. She seemed happy, and you know, if Billy Showell recommends these watercolors, and she recommended them in her book, which was published in 2016, I think, so last year, and these are the watercolors that she currently uses, then you know, I wouldn't doubt that these watercolors are great. It's just that for my own kind of taste in watercolors, and for what I use, I do a lot of watercolor paintings as well, just not the botanical. And for me, I go for transparent and vibrant watercolors. I don't mind granulation, but it has to be beautiful, and I just, you know, didn't feel the same thing about these. So once again, there must be something about these watercolors that is great for botanical artists. I hope you can see how granulating Sennelier red is as well. I haven't come across many granulating reds, to be honest with you. I can't think of a single one out of the top of my head. They seem to be always either just opaque or super vibrant, but none were granulating. So sorry if I didn't mention, this one was Alizarin Crimson Lake, and this one was Rose Medal Lake, and now we're on to Helios Purple. The three colors that I just mentioned are probably my favorite out of the entire palette. So if you ask me, was it worth for me, because I have a lot of watercolors, and you know, I would have expected to love every single color, or that's what I was expecting, that I would love every single color out of this palette, and for me personally that's not the case. And you know, I'm giving you my honest opinion, and I don't want to put off anyone or upset anyone who has Sennelier and thinks that they're beautiful watercolors. It's just for me personally, that's how I feel. And I think for those viewers that have been watching my videos for a while, you know what I like in watercolor, and I'm just giving you my really honest as I can opinion of what I think about these, and nothing else. Okay, so the last one was Dioxazine Purple, and it's very intense purple, so you have to be quite careful. Okay, so now that the watercolors are dry, I wanted to go through quickly. So the most non-transparent colors are Sennelier Yellow Deep and Sennelier Red. Then we have a number of sort of semi-transparent colors, so that would be Cobalt Blue and Red Orange, Lemon Yellow, Rose Madar Lake. Helios Purple is actually debatable whether it's non-transparent, because the area where I have most pigment, it looks a little bit, actually on camera you can't see it, so I'm thinking it's hard to say because on camera it doesn't pick up, but in real life it looks like it's a little bit opaque. But what you can definitely see is that this color, this and this are on the non-transparent really. And like I said, these are the most non-transparent out of them. Cobalt Blue obviously has some element of it, and that's to be expected because it's a cobalt color. Colors that are fine in terms of transparency are Quinacridone Gold, Alizarin Crimson Lake, Dioxazine Purple, and Phthalo Blue. French Ultramarine is actually not bad. And this color as well, I wouldn't say it's 100% transparent. Let's say it's a semi-transparent. So I hope this transparency test gave you some sort of understanding about these watercolors, and they're lovely and bright, that's for sure. If it was up to me, I would definitely not include this yellow at all in this palette, but that's just my kind of, you know, taste in watercolors. Alright, thanks for watching. See you soon.